carry today. You know, for whatever reasons, I can only assume that McFreeze wasn't available today,
Yeah.
and it is an opportunity for Stopwatch, but it is also the burden of proof for Black Rose Gaming. They need to prove that they are the top team no matter what happens to them. And I mean, it isn't like Black Rose Gaming have to win this game and they don't get anything if they win. It is pretty much proving ground for both.
Yeah, it's kind of the fight for survival here for Stopwatch Gaming. Of course, I believe it is the two teams that would be going into relegations. And, well, right now, Bittersweet Gaming, they actually this week were disqualified from the tournament from FFing too many games. So, Stopwatch right now in the prime spot to be entering relegations from SQ1 League. So, they're kind of hoping to at least get some wins on the board, because if they don't, well, it's going to start proving messy. However, for that, I really like the changes that they're trying to make. They're putting Jappy into kind of a more comfortable position, something that he is more known to be playing. I think that he was playing jungle mostly to kind of accommodate the rest of his team. He was playing SQ1, he was just trying to find some plays, some engages, but let most of his team do the actual carrying work. This time he's playing on a Pyke. His performance is going to be incredibly crucial to the rest of his team, and right now I think that if he performs really, really well, he can be the turning tide for the side of Stopwatch to try at least once again get some games on board and at least end in the middle of the pack for this split.
As we are now loading into the Summoner's Rift, as you can see, we're waiting. The teams are getting ready, and that's this annoying thing where the game is paused at 0 seconds for a while longer.
It's fine.
I mean, hey, yeah,
we're used
it's
to it
fine
at this point. So, one little matchup that I want to talk about a bit more in depth is actually the top lane, because you generally don't actually think of Shen as an aggressive laner. That's because most people see only the Stand United, the big cross-map ulti that he uses to get his team ahead, not himself. But when he's playing into Renekton, a famously early-game oriented top laner with a lot of 1v1 potential, we have to recall what Renekton actually does. He auto-attacks a lot, and one of his crucial abilities that helps him find those leads is that point-and-click stun. Well, Shen can easily counter that, and with the amount of damage, the percentage health damage that he gets from his Q, he actually isn't too shabby of a 1v1er himself. So there is some potential that Darkblock can find those leads himself in that top lane, especially if Leave in Limbo finds some route over there.
And I believe that when we were talking, we mentioned Darkblock. His laning phase is fairly solid out of all the top laners that we have seen so far.
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily the most consistent player, but he can pop off. On the other side, Jungler No Ganks, he's more consistent but doesn't pop off. So that will also be interesting to see how stylistically those top laners will match up. Because if I think about Jungler No Ganks, he's the guy that doesn't really intro games. And sometimes he will get fed, but it won't usually be to solo carry you the game. And that's just really interesting to think, especially in a matchup where both can win, as now you see that Varte, he actually does start up towards the top side, so he will take some time out of that Renekton's laning phase, and Leave in Limbo, he's starting towards the bot side.
Alright, looks like the junglers are going to be starting on the opposite sides of the map. So of course, when we look at the ganking potentials for both these junglers, the amount of post-6 guarantee for a crowd control setup is going to be better for the side of Skarner, simply because of course he has the ulti and Sylas is very reliant on hitting those chains, which are fabulously slow moving. So if you actually get hit by those when you have your flash up, you're just playing it wrong, just playing incorrectly. So it's going to be interesting to see how Vartage actually manages to set his ganks up, and for that I'm going to be looking at the control of vision from Black Rose Gaming, because that is something that Stopwatch of course have kind of missed a couple of lessons in.
Alright, you can see Black Rose Gaming bot lane, they are pushing up early, and there are no wards. Leave in Limbo is in a position to gank bot lane, at least burn a few flashes. There's also some trading up towards the top lane. Jungler No Ganks dashes forward. He's got his Conqueror Dark, but that is not a trade you want to take. But however, back to the bot lane. Whisper shots on Yappy. They now hit the level 2. Yappy is on the chase forward. Here comes Leave in Limbo. Philister is going to be the target. He does flash away from the stun from the Pyke. He gets stunned by the Fracture. Next pops down the hill, and the bot lane might just escape. There's the teleport though. Looks like Black Rose Gaming want to turn it around. The ignite into Leave in Limbo. Next picks up the first blood on the Kaelin. Here comes Wizard with the Time Wander. He's got the movement to dodge away from the Bone Skewer, and Black Rose Gaming turned the gank around.
And great utilization of the teleport there there from BRG. They find a pick. Salas is there.
Wait, there's more. Yep, he flashes away Whisper shots using the heal as well. Good punish from Varte.
Already we're seeing that Stopwatch, they're trying to find these leads. Good gank from Leave and Limbo. Looked like they were going to be finding that Karma, but in the end, it's the 2 teleport advantage that the side of Black Rose Gaming have on top of Stopwatch. Lizard TPs in, and he just secures them the first kill of the game, and the little bit of a gold lead that they get from that, but mostly the amount of pressure that now the bot lane of Black Rose Gaming is able to create. As you see, they don't have to worry about Skarner. They can just keep on shoving in.
And you can see that already resulting in a small CS lead for Next. That is a good chain from Varte, just the end of that hitbox. However, he doesn't really get that much out of it. He's just trying to make sure Credible is stuck underneath that turret. And now, all the factional lanes that I actually do want to break down, mostly in terms of how the CS advantages are swinging, because every single lane has some sort of advantage. Bot lane is because of the push, mid lane is because Lizard roamed, and top lane Jungler No Gank seems to be just straight up winning.
Yeah, Jungler No Ganks went in at level 2 in that top lane, and that was because Darkblood had just used the taunt that he had and didn't actually have access to the tool that allows him to win out against any trade from Renekton, the shield. I'm actually unsure what it's called now.
Spirit's Refuge?
Yeah, Spirit's Refuge. So he didn't have access to it, and from that he was just able to control the wave really fabulously. Just shoving a couple of waves in and just freezing it from Darkblood. However, right now the situation seems to be coming to a little bit of a status quo, as now Darkblood is able to trade back.
Yeah, and you see Jungler No Ganks, he's actually utilizing those gaps in the Spirit's Refuge cooldown fairly well. Because Darkblood went for the trade, he used that cooldown, it's about 20 seconds in the early game. And Jungler No Ganks just goes back in immediately as I heard the Lizard is not having fun getting outranged by Credible.
However, his creep score is actually really even with the side of Credible right now. 31 to 30, I'm gonna shut up as now Renekton is very close to dying. That's the power of that Shen.
The short trades are just so damn powerful. And he's only on starting items. Imagine once he gets his Tiamat and maybe the Hydra. It depends what he wants to go for in the early game. It will be so damn powerful as next he picks up the BF sword. And if you look at Whisper shots, there are only the double long swords available for the Xayah.
So going to be the bot lane that is now going to be the lane that is ahead for the side of Black Rose Gaming. We said that it could have been the Renekton, but right now we were expecting the all-in potential to be a bit stronger from the side of from Stopwatch. However, we still cannot count him out just yet, because when we think about the ultimates, Karma doesn't essentially get one at level 6. So the amount of damage that the side of Stopwatch are going to be able to create, just thanks to the little X that Pyke has, thanks to, of course, Whisper still being a very solid AD carry, even in the early game, even though Xayah doesn't really look like it, they still have to respect it. However, right now, given that there is no jungler interference, the kill is looking unlikely, as the bot laners haven't hit their ultis just yet.
Look at Live in Limbo. He was spotted on that one ward in the Pixel Brush, but he made his way all the way up to the top side. And he's now in a position to just gank Jungler No Ganks, who doesn't have the flash. However, he instead just decides to clear out the control ward.
Yeah, gets spotted out once again. Jungler No Ganks just playing it safe, doesn't have access to his flash. Good hook there from the side of Jappy XD. Not finding anything just yet. And so right now, things are still in a little bit of a status quo. The problem with this top lane, right? I said that the bot lane was going to be a bit more Stopwatch favored. However, it's the opposite way on the top lane. Just because Renekton gets access to his ultimate, which is much better in combat than Shen's Stand United. So the potential for an all-in just skyrockets for the Crocodile. So at that point, Darkblood is going to start having to play a lot more safer. However, right now, he's just doing what he can to try and zone this Renekton from all of those creeps so that he at least loses some XP, given that there is that 2-level difference.
And if you think about it, the jungler still didn't see that much action outside of that bot lane gank, whatever that was. Now that they are trying to hit those level 6, actually Darkblood, he's getting a very good trade. But now that the level 6s are closed, you will see more movement, or at least I hope to see some more movement from both Varte and Leave in Limbo. And bringing it back to that top lane. Jungler no ganks is pushing most of the time. However, if Darkblood overextends, he doesn't have the flash either, and Varte can very easily lock him down. And we mentioned in the Champion Select, the damage from this duo is absolutely insane.
I have to agree with you there, of course. Renekton, still one of the strongest ones, especially after he hits that ulti. However, leaving Limbo is not going to be leaving him in Limbo himself as well. If you lock this Crocodile down, he's still going to die no matter what. As you say, Vartage is there, hits the chase!
Yeah. He does hit them. Darkblood no flash and the dash was already used. Spirit's Refuge trying to buy some time.
Oh,
He
no
actually trying
CC!
to get out
Oh!
with the Spirit's Refuge makes out, but makes in the ball lane. Secures the kill. Might have paid for it with his life. There is the hijack stun united from Varte. He makes it in. Next is ignited. Whisper shots picks up the kill in the end. Now Yappy flashes away. The heal is gonna keep him alive. And that is going to be a cross map 1-for-1. We aren't done yet. The impale in onto Varte. He stand up, look down. The death from below doesn't finish him off, but Whisper shots sure will. Firestar has got the flash. Will he decide to use it? I think he has to. The red buff is slowing him down. There are the double daggers. Not enough to finish him off, and he will escape.
Well, that wasn't... Yeah, okay, Lizard just jumps back, but that was an incredible amount of interactions that happened in that fight. Mid laners also trying to show us that they're not a boring lane. However, Darkblood, he almost managed to escape with his life if it weren't for the side of Nyx just sitting there and waiting for him to stand or unite in. And Vartage, he stole that ulti. And he followed up, and resulting, however, in a 2-for-1 trade for Stopwatch. However, the gold lead situation isn't being diverted too much, but the important thing to point out is that both of those kills went to whisper shots, so any sense of lead that the side of Black Rose Gaming were able to accumulate in that one first turned around fight is now essentially nullified, as the Xayah is now going to be able to match the wave clear.
Wave clear, yes, but let's take a look at the CS, because that is a 35 CS advantage for Nyx. It is huge, and I do agree Whisper Shots will be able to keep the wave in a fairly decent position, but just when it comes to the pure amount of damage, both of these AD carries will be able to output.
Oh, yeah.
I still feel like Nyx will be ahead in that one.
Yeah, in terms of damage, Caitlyn is just going to be much better suited for blowing the side of Xayah up, just because, of course, it's Caitlyn. As long as you manage to sync up and reset your headshots properly, you're just going to be getting more damage dealt in. Same can be said for the top lane. However, as Jungler no Ganks now, of course, does have access to that ulti, and after that one fight, the kill didn't go to him. Vartage there once again, leaving the Motu.
Yeah, they're trying to get the first kill. They will be able to nuke through Darkblind. The ball Nyx overextends. However, it ends up being another 2-for-2. Jungler no Ganks, he just gets the second kill onto leaving Limbo. Credible try to follow up. However, will he be able to escape the situation as a collapse is being initiated by Black Rose Gaming? Instead, it seems like they pick up the 2 kills on the top side. Lizard going forward. The chains just fall short. Lizard gets the slow with the time winder, but Credible will be able to get out. It's 2 kills in top lane for Black Rose Gaming and 1 kill in bot lane for Stopwatch.
And Kachka, you asked for the junglers to be a bit more proactive. Well, even Limbo did try to be reactive, and it didn't work out for Stopwatch. However, Vartage now properly stepping up in the game right now. His 3rd kill that he managed to assist in the row on board, and right now it's looking like Black Rose Gaming are going to be able to finally find some snowball, as that kill did go to Jungler no Ganks in the end.
Lizard getting a great trade in the middle lane. We'll see if he can transfer it into anything more. I'm not sure Credible might just want to reset. He's sitting on 600 gold, so actually the reset might not be coming in anytime soon. There was a Herald attempt, and Stopwatch aren't going to be able to just secure the Ocean Drake without losing anything.
Well then, so that wasn't spotted by Black Rose Gaming. Even Limbo is coming bot lane, however. This can be dangerous.
Nyx and Phillister could be in a lot of trouble. However, can Nyx maybe look to find his way around this fight? He instead just gets impelled, brought back in, and Yappy secures the kill. Death from below goes wide. Phillister gets flipped back. Whisper shots on a killing speed. That's 2 picks for Stopwatch.
A crucial misstep there from Black Rose Gaming, giving again 2 kills to the bot lane of Stopwatch. 3 kills now on the Xayah, and even though she is sitting at a bit of a CS deficit, 20 CS right now, she is still going to start and hurt. So now...
that's a stun on
That's a barrier.
Credible. Yeah, he does have a barrier.
He does have a barrier.
Right?
He hasn't actually used it just yet, and given that we're already speaking of the mid lane, I've been very impressed with Lizard's performance. He actually overtook Xerath in creeps, and given that Echo just naturally scales better than Xerath when it comes to side lane control and not really a team fight, but he's still going to be a little bit of a better performancer, I guess, in the late game. Performer, come on. I almost had that.
English is a hard language. It's understandable.
Yeah, he's still going to be having a little bit of a better impact than Credible in the late game, as long as they play out the 1-3-1 composition properly. So, right now, Lizard is not in a terrible position.
Not at all, and he now hit his Proto Belt. A good taunt underneath the turret, actually, onto Jungler No Gangs, but I think we might have hit the point where Darkblood just doesn't win those trades. Yep. And Jungler No Gangs dives him with the Dominus and the Flash. Gets a solo kill. That's now a 2-0-2 Renekton.
Yeah, the point where Darkblood doesn't win those trades happened when Jungler No Gangs hit level 6. However, now, I have to point out that bot lane. Jappy can find a hook, not gonna follow up, but the second point where it kind of solidified Renekton's dominance over that lane was the second gank from Vartage, because that gave over a kill to Renekton. And right now, he has a Tiamat, he had a VF sword going into Dark Buzz, so it was just almost impossible for that Shen to win that fight, as he just got dove. Very unfortunate situation. The top laner for Stopwatch now sitting at an 0-3, a little bit of a performance that we aren't precisely used to, given that he is one of the most solid performing members of that team.
Definitely having a hard time, but he was... I mean, you can make the argument that it was set up from the draft for the side of Black Rose Gaming. Not necessarily Stopwatch. I don't think they said, alright, we're losing top lane. But Black Rose Gaming definitely were like, alright, we are winning top lane. And they played to that. You've got now the Spear of Shojin. However, not all is done for Stopwatch, because they have done really well in the bowling, at least in terms of kills. And they're looking for another one. Negs manages to dash out the Ball Skewer, still brings him back in, and Philister is locked up. He has to use the Stopwatch, still has the Flash, and decides to use it. The Impale brings Negs into the team. Live in Limbo secures the kill. Whisper Shots is given another one. And Lizard joins the fray, looking to pick up the scraps, but there are none left on the table, and he'll have to go back to mid lane.
It's just unfortunate if you're Negs. You managed to evade the play from Jappy perfectly, but then Leave in Limbo just came by, and well, you know, it's a Skarner. As soon as he gets that Impale on top of you, using the Flash for it as well, there's just no way that you're getting away as this immobile Caitlyn. No QSS just yet either, as it's just too early in the game. Vartage might be in trouble here, in fact. Can try to turn around.
He's trying to make something of this play. He has to burn his Stopwatch. He has impaled, he has hijacked that Impale. He actually gets the first kill onto Live in Limbo, but it ends up being a 1-for-1. Whisper Shots unstoppable. 503 Zaya picked up the turret, got the Essence Reaver. That guy is going to be the big carry for Stopwatch.
Oh yeah, right now he is looking to be that important carry that Stopwatch needed this entire split, as from bot lane, we haven't really seen much from the performance of Stopwatch members. It was always just that they were there, they found some leads thanks to the jungler, which was Jappy XD until now, and from that point on, not much happened. However, now, Whisper Shots looking to go in once again.
Well, he's going forward. However, he's losing a whole lot of health. The Rite of the Arcane is going to nail down Philister. The teleport was completed, and Lizard is looking to get the kill. Can he find the one last auto die? He has to chrono break back away to safety. Whisper Shot still 200p flash for it from Lizard. He really wants to get a kill. The face dive, the time winder finishes him off, but he is shut down in the process. The taunt connects onto Negs, and he will be dropped down. Credible with the Arcanopulse is going to secure that kill, and there's a 3-for-1 for Stopwatch.
A great stand united from Dark Blah, managed to keep Whisper Shots for long enough to actually secure next kill on that Lizard. Now Stopwatch looking to turn that into more, as they're going to be going after this Mountain Drake. Vartage has stolen that Pike ulti. If these members of Stopwatch throw dangerously low, it can be a kill.
Ooh, that was the death from below from Varty. Doesn't execute anyone. Has to flash out over to the blast on Stopwatch. Just pick up the second dragon. I can't imagine anyone stealing it. It has been taken by Leave in Limbo, and the gold lead, it's gone. We are 17 minutes in. There's only about 400 in favor of Black Rose Gaming, which is about nothing.
And most of it is also going to be sitting on Whisper Shots and Credible, which is incredibly important, pun not intended, for this side of Stopwatch, just because what they want to do is team fight. And if you get these big DPS damaging members from the back line incredibly fed, well, that task is very, very easy, as damaging items are a bit more expensive than safer ones. So it doesn't matter that Leave in Limbo doesn't have those skills. He's still going to be a big beefy boy in that Skarner. Speaking of Leave in Limbo, trying to defend that bot lane turret as Vartage and Philister are just jumping on top of him, gonna keep it alive, at least for now.
Yeah, that Herald didn't do a whole lot. Yep, he is in the Ghostwater dive. He could be looking for the Bone Skewer. Just skin snakes. It was so close. Well, now, Jungler no ganks is in bot lane. It could be a 4 versus 3 in favor of Black Rose Gaming and Stopwatch. They realize they don't see anyone on the map, so they do not pull the trigger.
Yeah, good respect there from Stopwatch right now. They realize that Jungler no ganks did back. And then that he possibly could rotate over to that bot lane. And now, where is he going? Where's our boy Jungler no ganks going? Still sitting in that bot lane brush, looking to secure that bot lane turret. So I think that Darkblood here thinks that they actually rotated. So this could be important when it comes to the decision making of Stopwatch. Looks like, however, that Black Rose Gaming will be moving to mid lane, where Whisper Shots and Jappy have just been trying to push into Lizard, but to no great avail. No other big objectives taken by them.
The Baron up in just 1 minute. If you take a look at the towers, Black Rose Gaming are ahead by 1. That bot lane turret is what gave them the lead, since the side of Stopwatch weren't able to break the top side turret open. Who I do want to focus even more on is Whisper Shots. The guy is sitting on 2 items as we speak, and he's going to be the big teamfight carry. However, if Black Rose Gaming ever get to him and shut him down, that's it. Stopwatch don't really have any other damage. I guess Credible might be able to do something, but it won't even be comparable just yet.
However, I really like the situation that Credible is found in fact, as you said that he's likely not going to be able to do too much in comparison to Whisper Shots, which is true. But he's still playing Xerath, he still has that Luden's Echo, which is a huge power spike for him, so both of these damage dealers from Stopwatch are going to be pretty healthy, pretty powerful. Now, I wanted to talk about this second item from Whisper Shots because it's pretty interesting. You don't often see AD carries opting for the Phantom Dancer as their second item, but it's just because there is so much catch potential and so much damage from Black Rose Gaming.
Alright, well, Vardy has hijacked that stun. United, the chains don't quite make it. Onto Credible, he has to pay with his flash, but he gets out alive.
So all of the big ultimates now used from Black Rose Gaming, or at least of the members that are sitting in that mid lane. Stopwatch could potentially use that window of an opportunity to try and punish it, as Nakes is still pretty low. Jappy is coming around. The Demolish is going to deal quite a lot of damage to this turret, so there is that potential. Okay, that was just a miss. Unfortunate. The death mark, yeah, didn't find a target.
Yeah, not yet, as Jungler no ganks. He might be stuck in the jungle. The Impale brings him over the wall. He's got the flash. He does it. The Dominus popped as well. Kaki slice over the wall. No dice since he didn't hit anyone. The Ignite is down onto him, but he will be able to make it out.
And so Jungler no ganks makes it out alive, which is important because you don't want to be giving any more kills to this lineup of Stopwatches. Oh, right now. What are they going to be doing? They're still teetering around this mid lane turret, which is incredibly important because they have their own turrets sitting in that lane, and given that Baron is going to be spawning, has already spawned a minute before, it's important that they do take this one because it just allows them much greater vision control. Now Lizard jumps in, Jappy gets damage dealt, Leave in Limbo is there.
Here comes Leave in Limbo with the Shen ultimate on top of him. Darkblood misses the taunt, but the first kill of the fight already going in favor of Stopwatch. Jungle no ganks, looking for the flank, doesn't find it. It's gonna be the pick over for Stopwatch. They also take the tier 1 in the mid lane, and they will be pretty happy cashing in on that gold.
It's actually a really important pick because that was on the jungler. However, Stopwatch, look what they do. They don't decide to pursue this opportunity further to try and secure themselves some vision control over that Baron pit, and instead they go back. No control wards in their inventory apart from Darkblood, and that was just a missed opportunity because that was a huge pick. They could have had gotten a lot more from it.
Yeah, and you are playing against a 1-3-1 composition. Black Rose Gaming will be trying to spread you thin across the map. So whenever you have the opportunity to find the pick, you just gotta take it, because you probably won't get another one anytime soon, and you will be losing out on the side lanes.
However, right now, Stopwatch, they're doing their job. They're utilizing Leave and Limbo
Oh,
effectively.
Flash Impale makes his blood back in. Whisper Shots deletes him. He got Jungle Gangs though, forces the Featherstorm to come out. Lizard in the backline is looking for the big pick. Whisper Shot is still alive. That's a shutdown going to go to Credible though. Can he step up to the plate? It's a 2-for-2. Lizard jumping forward. It's a double for fighting. He's still alive. Darkline in the backline looking to make all the work happen. Lizard now has the parallel convergence. Get the shield. Flash away from Yap. He doesn't want to get stunned. That's a double and Stopwatch win the fight in the end.
Stopwatch turned that fight around. It looked good for them, and then the entire lineup of Black Rose Gaming finally got their act together. Finally went for a pure 5v5. There was still that little bit of gold ahead of Stopwatch, and it looked like they were going to take it, but then Darkblood, he teleported behind the lines. He has that Titanic Hydra, and he just did so much work in that fight, giving Stopwatch their second Mountain Drake. And now the objective game is on its head as Stopwatch once again take the reins over this game and take the lead.
And now with 5-0 and 2 on the Xerath, the Credible, he is a carry of his own. He has hit that point where he's even stronger. You know, it's not just the Luden's Echo. He's working towards multiple items, and once he hits those spikes, he's going to be massive. And I'm just thinking, what do Black Rose Gaming try and do? I think Nake's not getting caught out has to be the crucial part, but we saw the 3 divers fail to win the fight for the side of Black Rose Gaming, and instead it was Stopwatch stepping up.
The most important thing right now that Black Rose Gaming have, or rather don't have, is access to safe engage tools. I said that it was going to be relatively easy for them as long as Vartage managed to steal the Skarner ulti away from him, but so far that hasn't been the case. So far it's been Stopwatch on the offensive, and because Black Rose Gaming do not have any tools to be finding picks, which is what their composition would be good at otherwise. They have a lot of damage, but in a pure 5v5 they just meld because they have already used almost all of the important summoners to get on top of Whisper Shots, but it wasn't enough, and so right now they just have to be trying to play around the vision. They're clearing it around this Baron pit, and they just kind of have to hope that Stopwatch run into them, but they're running at them.
Yep, he just executes next, and we haven't talked about him. He's 3-0 and 12, 15 out of 17 kills he has participated in, but we don't have time to give him praises as Varte looked up, shut down. Whisper Shots getting the kill. That's the jungler gone for Black Rose Gaming, and Stopwatch, they could be looking for the Baron.
Yeah, Leave and Limbo making an amazing performance this game, similar to Jappy, as you pointed out. No jungler now for the side of Black Rose Gaming. No vision control over that pit either, so it's going down incredibly fast, given that you have Whisper Shots just hammering this poor worm. No contestation from BRG.
And Stopwatch, we talked about how they need to prove themselves, how they need to get out of the relegation zone. It's definitely very early on in that process, since, you know, the teams are clustered at the bottom, but getting a win against Black Rose Gaming is a statement to make, even if McFeast isn't playing.
I have to agree with you there. Of course, we said that if it was any other time that we wouldn't be giving such big chances to Stopwatch, but it's still good that they are acting on that opportunity, that they're still taking up their kind of, how would you call it, situation that they were given, and they're running with it. They made some roster changes. They put Limbo in that jungle and Jappy in the support role, and I'm hoping that this becomes the permanent roster, because so far what we've seen from them is that Jappy is a competent playmaker. We've seen that Leave and Limbo can play really well in that jungle to set up these plays, and so this Stopwatch roster is now just looking rejuvenated and ready to tackle even such big teams as BRG.
And now they've got the Baron buff to their name. They are looking to lay the pressure. 4,000 gold in the lead. You've got Credible on one item and a lot of components. You can safely call it 2 items right now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Whisper Shots on 3 items. Just looking for the engage. Here comes the right of the Arcane. First shot onto Nake, second misses, third connect, and the fourth one nails him. Leave and Limbo gets the kill. Doesn't even use. Oh wait, sorry. He does use the Impale, but it doesn't matter. The AD carry is down. Most of the wave clear is now gone, and Stopwatch are playing the 1-4 to break into the base of BRG.
They're playing it super well right now. I have to say that Black Rose Gaming, they're overextending quite a bit, leaving Nyx in the open just for that Skarner to roam in and take that kill, but still Stopwatch. They have the tools that they need to be fighting these picks, and they're finding them. And this time around, they're also using them to funnel themselves into these objectives. Mid lane turret now under siege as Stopwatch are just trying to break into that base, as you said. And the most curious part is that Darkblaw has once again lost control over the side lane, as Darkblaw has finally managed to find the Randuin, so he's not getting dealt any damage.
He's not so strong specifically against jungler, no ganks, and it's scary for Black Rose Gaming. Stopwatch, as you said, they used the opportunity. The fact that McFreeze, the big carry for Black Rose Gaming, isn't playing, and they don't care. They are pushing forward. They're looking to take that inhibitor. Not sure if they will be able to quite get it just yet, as Black Rose Gaming are mounting a pretty formidable defense.
And the important part for Black Rose Gaming right now is that Nyx picked up that QSS, an important investment, as now every single time that Skarner impales him, he's going to be a bit more able to get into safety, but someone that doesn't have a QSS is Jungler no ganks.
And he's just going to get pulled back in and die. Whisper shots getting the kill. Flashbone scared from Yappy. He is very, very ambitious. Now, that is a 4 versus 5, and Stopwatch could be looking for the end. There is the engage onto Nate. The QSS just doesn't help you.
Wow.
It pops the chrono break already. First one from Whisper shots, and I think Stopwatch may have done it. Actually, Varte picks up the kill with the death from below. Whisper shots needs to be very careful. Varte still in the front line, but Darkblack, he is so damn tanky. Lizard is no more. Varte picks up the shutdown. He's still actually going. Whisper shot is very low, but now it's only Philistine left. That's the ace. That's gonna be the game, and Stopwatch taking the win over Black Rose Gaming.
Final fight. It was a desperate act from Black Rose Gaming. The second team right now, I believe, that we have in SQ1 has fallen to one of the most bottom tier teams of Stopwatch, a team that is in the 10th place right now as we speak, has taken down the Giants with that roster change, and well, I just have to say, I'm excited to see what this new team has lined up for us. We've seen the roster change that Team PogChip have made, and now we're seeing the roster change from Stopwatch also come to fruition, so we still have still a lot of interesting weeks left in SQ1.
We definitely do. Black Rose Gaming fall here today. However, well, go and watch another video, because in a couple of minutes we will be following Black Rose Gaming as they will be playing with Fuzzy Esports, so we will see you then.